Now, Long Dhamma said about practice, there's only the practice of a samana, of a practitioner, Dön Chungkrom, Nang Samadhi. It's only sitting in Samadhi or walking Chongkrom. That is practice. Everything else is not practice. Yeah? But of course, when we do other kind of work, we can try to have sati. Yeah. And lots of people, like to work here, work there. Yeah. It's not so boring. Huh? Wie gut ist dein Verständnis von Englisch?
Ein Drittel.
Was?
Ein Drittel.
Ein Drittel. That means we need to have some more German talks. Schacher, when are you learning German? No, it's important, to hear the Dhamma in your own language. Sorry, I cannot speak Hebrew or Spanish. When we look at our life, just in retrospect, what were we looking for? When we did this or when we did that? What did we want to achieve? What were we looking after? And did we find it? Did we find what we were looking for? We did so many things. Some of us did this job and then that job, and this wasn't satisfied, then went to this place, and that wasn't satisfying. Running around looking for what? And this is a question we should ask ourselves. What are we looking for? What do we want to do with our life? Because the answer to that will give us the opportunity for looking for the path that leads to that, what we are actually looking for. If we look for happiness, all what we need to do is look in our heart. Find the connection to our heart. The heart, not the physical heart, the heart in the sense of the chitta. That what rules this body. That what rules us also. Within the heart, all the problems can be solved. And we know, the problems cannot be solved outside of the world, or in the world. We couldn't find happiness in worldly things, because happiness arises in the heart. Anger arises in the heart. Greed arises in the heart. But we were never looking inside the heart. And if you start to look inside the heart through our practice of meditation, then it is difficult. It is sometimes so difficult that it is easier to go the old way of looking for happiness in the outside worldly things. But we should, if you really want to find it, and if you really want to determine what is the goal of our life, no matter what it is, just having a comfortable life, the answers for that is all in our heart. But we have lost the connection to our heart, and that's what we have to find it. All what we see when we look, when we say we look in our heart, we see thoughts, we see memories, we see greed, we see anger, yeah? But we don't see the heart, yeah? We don't see the calmness, we don't see the the supremacy of the heart, yeah? Because we have locked it off, yeah? We have bottled it up, yeah? We've locked it in, yeah? And it is difficult. So the first thing when we practice and want to find the way to our heart, yeah, is to unlock it. Yeah? And to unlock it is just like, as an example or as a simile, going to our attic or going to our cellar, yeah, where we have put all the things, yeah, that we want to get rid of, yeah, and stuff them in. Until it is crammed full, yeah? And then the moment we open up the door to the cellar or door to the attic, then all the things come tumbling out, falling out. And there are things in there that we don't like to see. And there are things in there that are difficult to accept. So the first thing we have to learn is to get patience, yeah? Endurance, patience. Just chant it, yeah? Bojjhanga, the 7 enlightenment factors, and patience and endurance and effort, yeah, are enlightenment factors. So we need this patience, endurance, open our heart, yeah. It doesn't want to open. I mean, it wants to keep all the things locked into this attic, yeah. And it is difficult to open it up, yeah. Especially, if it is afraid or if it is angry or if it is greedy. The heart locks in, yeah? And doesn't want us to see what is inside. Yeah? So we have to find the way. We have to slowly open, yeah? Just like a fist, yeah. When we make a very strong fist, yeah, and although we want to open it, yeah, it doesn't open, yeah. So we have to slowly turn finger by finger and finger, yeah, to open it up, yeah, so that it becomes a hand, and then we can see there's nothing in there. Yeah? And so it's with our heart. Yeah? We remove all these things, we slowly open it up, yeah? Remove all the things that are inside until there's nothing in there anymore. Yeah? And then we are free. Yeah? But what is it like? Yeah? What is it like to be free? Yeah? People can't even imagine. Yeah? They fight for their physical freedom. Yeah? If they are in a authoritarian state, they like to fight for their physical freedom. They like to fight for this, yeah, or they like to fight for that. Yeah? In the job, we fight for a better position. We constantly fight. We compete with others, yeah. So we don't know, yeah? What is the freedom of the heart. The freedom of the heart has nothing to do with the body being locked up or not locked up, or the body being free or not being free. Yeah? The heart is free, it doesn't take any sides. Yeah? That is what a heart that is free is. Yeah? It doesn't take sides. Yeah? So coming back, yeah, please, yeah, look at your life. Look at your life, every 2 or 3 years, yeah, and see what you were after, yeah? You were after a degree, or you were after a job, you were after money, yeah? Or you were after a partner or a family or whatever, yeah? Look, yeah? And look what it gave to you. Yeah? See what it has given to you in result, yeah? And then evaluate it. Was it worthwhile? Yeah? And then look at the heart. Because all the things that arise first in the heart. The love to a person, arises in our heart. It doesn't mean that the other person has the same feelings. It arises in our heart. Maybe sometimes it arises in the heart of the other and nothing arises in our heart. That can be frustrating. Can be frustrating for the other person, or it can be frustrating for us. So look at the things, Look at your heart, open the heart, and we open the heart by first training the heart to get calm, so that there are no more thoughts and there are no more memories coming up, until it is completely quietened down. And then, at that time, when there are no more thoughts and no more memories coming up, we see these intentions coming up. The intention to think, the intention to memorize, the intention to move. All these things that are still there in the heart, although there is no more thoughts, although there is no more memories coming up, there are all these intentions. It is like our heart, is constantly wiggling around, trying to get out, because it feels like, getting stuffed into the heart, is a prison and it wants to get out. It wants to get out in looking at this, looking at that, feeling this, feeling that, thinking about this, thinking about that, memorizing this and memorizing that. It wants to get out in the senses, touching this, touching that, tasting this and tasting that, smelling this and smelling that. There, in this heart, then we see, we see all these intentions coming up. So we still stick with our Buddha, or still stick with our breath until the heart gets calmer and calmer, and the intentions just flare up like a blip, and another blip, because we don't put any more attention onto it, and so the intentions don't fall. Until the heart gets completely calm and there's no more blip coming up, no more intention coming up. And there's just calmness or peacefulness or stillness. That is the nature of our heart, the knowingness of our heart. But it takes a long time. For some people it takes a very long time. For some people it takes a shorter time. A shorter time to practice. Practice to get the heart calm. And the problem with most of us, because we are interested, whatever the heart brings up. If the heart brings up a feeling, we are interested in the feeling. If the heart brings up a sound, we are interested in the sound. If the heart brings up a thought, we are interested in the thought. Oh, where does this thought come from? When the heart brings up a memory, then we ask, oh, I haven't had this memory for such a long time. Where does it come from? We are interested in whatever this magician that resides within our heart brings up. We are constantly fooled by it. And this is something that we have to overcome. We have to overcome not to being interested whatever arises within the heart. We have to stick with our Buddha. We have to stick with our breath until the heart gets completely still. And there's nothing. There's no more creation happening in the heart. And that's where we can rest. That's where we can take a holiday. That's where we can recharge our batteries. And that is just samadhi. These things, the moment we get out of samadhi, of course all these things arise again. And they arise, sometimes they seem to arise with lots of power, lots of energy. We stop our meditation and suddenly, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to think, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in, let me look this up, let me look that up, or let me go here, let me go there, or I need to go to the toilet, or I need to drink something, But before that, there was nothing. The calmness of samadhi, there is wishless, We are wishless happy, We don't have any wish, we don't have any intention, there's nothing. Yeah? We're just happy with the way things are. And that's what we have to train very often until we get used to the state. Yeah? Until we get used to the state of the momentary calmness or the momentary happiness or the momentary stillness or peacefulness of the heart. Yeah? And can do it every day. Yeah? Because this is our resting place. This is the place where it shows, that there is a greater, there's a greater happiness, yeah, than the happiness that we can find in the world. Yeah? Upachara Samadhi, you can't find this lasting happiness or stillness or peacefulness with whatever you do in the world. Yeah? Whatever you do in the world, the happiness that is created is very short-lived. Yeah? When you stay in samadhi for hours, you can receive this happiness for hours. Yeah? You can receive this calmness for hours. Yeah? But when you come out of samadhi, yeah, this happiness and calmness is gone, and instantly our desires are created. Wishing for this, wishing for that, wanting this, not wanting that. Yeah? And in order to get rid of these desires that cause us this restlessness, cause us this dukkha, yeah, we have to do investigation. And we have to investigate. Yeah. The first thing that we investigate is when we sit in samadhi and there's pain. Yeah. We investigate pain. First of all, we accept pain. And then we ask the question, what is pain? What is pain? Where is it? Yeah. Is it changing? Sometimes it's stronger, then it becomes weaker, then it's stronger again, then it becomes weaker. Yeah? As long as we don't have any aversion towards the pain, we can investigate pain very, very comfortable. Because it is actually, it is a very, very nice and steady object that we can put our attention on. So we put our attention on the place where we think the pain is, yeah? And then investigate it. Where is it? Is it in the skin? Is it in the bones? Is it in the tendons? Is it in the muscles? Is it in the flesh? Yeah? Where exactly is it? And for that is sharpening the wisdom. Yeah? Sharpening the wisdom, starting samadhi, starting panya. And then, once we sharpen a little bit of wisdom with this investigation of pain, then we have also a tool for investigating any kind of feelings. Yeah? The first thing for investigating any kind of feelings, be it pain or be it fear or be it whatever, yeah? Be it worries, yeah? We have to accept the feeling, yeah? Or be it anger or be it greed. We have to accept the feeling, yeah? Feel it through the whole body, yeah? No, having not any aversion towards it. Yeah? And then looking at it. Yeah? Looking at the point where it arises, yeah? Mostly then within the body, yeah? Within the physical heart. Yeah? We can see it, or we can see it very clearly there. Yeah? And then just investigate it in the same way. Yeah? What is it? What is the feeling? Yeah? And if you're good at it, what is the difference between pain and between anger? Or between anger and greed? Yeah? Or fear, how does it feel like? How does fear feel like? Most of these feelings that arise, and the moment you start to investigate, they instantly disappear. Because they are feeding on memories and they're feeding on thoughts. And when we investigate, we just ask the questions and we don't let the mind think. Yeah? And we don't accept any answer that comes from the heart. Yeah? Because any answer that comes from the heart, no matter if it is in pain, investigation is coming from the kilesas. They want to fool us. Yeah? Say, yeah, you're sitting in an uncomfortable situation, yeah, or you're breaking your leg, or you're breaking your back. Yeah? In the moment we believe it, and that's the end of investigation. Yeah? We want really to understand the nature of the pain, or the nature of fear, the nature of anger, the nature of greed, yeah? In order to understand what it is, yeah? What is feeling. There are three kinds of feeling. There's positive feeling, negative feeling, neutral feeling. Yeah? And any kind of feeling, no matter how we call it, yeah, falls into one of these categories. Yeah? Be it a positive feeling or negative feeling or neutral feeling. Neutral feelings, we hardly feel it because, they are so subtle. Yeah? So most of the time, we are bothered by, positive feelings or negative feelings. No matter what we classify. So, we can investigate it. So, what is the difference then between anger? Yeah? And what is the difference between anger and pain? Yeah? What is the difference between anger? How does it feel? Not the mental difference, yeah? Not trying to find some some labels for it. No. How does it feel? Is it feeling different? In fear or pain or greed or hatred? Yeah? That's a question we should ask. Yeah? And then in order to get slowly cut down on the desires that are created, then we start to investigate the body. Yeah? What is the body? Yeah? Is there a difference between the body and the chitta? Yeah? Or the heart? Yeah? Where is exactly the heart? Yeah? What is the heart? Yeah? It's not the physical heart. It's not the mental heart. It's not the emotional heart. The heart has many aspects. The heart is just like a diamond, with all the facets carved into it. And all what we see when we look at the heart is the facets. Just like with a diamond, we don't see the nature of the diamond. So we can't see the nature of the heart. We only see the facets. We see the facet of anger, we see the facet of greed, we see our characteristic tendencies. They're all facets, they're all carved in. Yeah? And they're just like with a diamond, it constantly is being reshaped. Yeah? Just like our characteristic tendencies, they're constantly reshaped. Yeah? Sometimes we see something, one of our behaviors is not comfortable to us and to others, so we change the behavior. So one of the facets of the diamond changes. Yeah? But that doesn't mean that the nature of the diamond changes. The nature of the diamond always stays the same. Yeah? And we are fooled by these facets. We are fooled by these characteristic tendencies, yeah? That we think we have, yeah? That we think they are permanent. Yeah? They are not permanent. They are impermanent. Yeah? We know that from our life, when we look back at our life, that certain things that we have done, when we were young, we don't do it anymore. Yeah? We have learned our lessons. Yeah? Maybe a painful lesson, maybe a good lesson. We have learned our lesson, and that has changed, our characteristic tendencies. So our diamond has changed. The nature of the diamond has not changed. We are constantly, getting rid of one of these facets, and creating a new facet. Yeah? And all these facets, of course, create desire, create dukkha. Yeah? And what we think we are, yeah, is or are these facets, yeah? Are these characteristic tendencies. When we define ourselves, then we define ourselves through our character. Yeah, I'm a good guy, I'm a bad guy, I'm a nice woman, yeah, or whatever. Yeah, I'm beautiful, I'm handsome, I'm not. Yeah, I get angry very easily, and so on. That is the definition we take. Yeah, and these are nothing else than just these facets on this diamond. Yeah, but the nature of the diamond we don't even know. Yeah? And we can know it. Yeah? If we would go, into the deep state of samadhi, where everything disappears, and there's only this nature left. Yeah? All this facet for a moment, are removed, and there's all what is left is, the nature of this diamond, yeah? Or our true nature, whatever you want to call it. Our true nature is not different from the nature of our neighbor, yeah? Not different from any being in this world, yeah? Not different from a being, from an animal or from a deva, yeah? all the beings, that are in this world, or in all these three worlds, they have the same nature. But because, over the time, we built all these facets. We said, I'm like this, I'm like that, I'm not like this, I'm not like that. We built all these facets, onto this nature. We carved the diamond, and now it has all these facets, and now we are troubled with all these facets. So, coming back, the chitta is one thing and the body is another thing. But we don't believe it. We think, the chitta and the body is one and the same thing. Even though we understand it, mentally, that it might not be the case. We have not seen it yet, or we have not seen it deeply enough. The insight, into this nature that the chitta and the body are two different things has not yet arisen. So we have to we have to practice it. We have to cut down. We have to cut down on this attachment to the body. That's what we normally do when we live here in this monastery. We cut down on the attachment to the body, through our rules that we have and that we follow when we are in the monastery. Eating only, before noon, or we eat only once a day, and nothing else, taking actually very little care of the body, just the care that it needs to be sustained. And the rest is for us, the rest of the time is for us, to practice, to understand the body and the chitta are two different things. So, when you sit in meditation, and then you decided, to do investigation of the body, and then you decided, okay, let me throw out the body bit by bit, and put it in front of me, There's the finger, there's the hand, or there's the lower arm, there's the upper arm, there's the legs, and there's there's the torso, and so on, Or you can do it in more detail, you cut to take the body, in front of you and cut it open, put all the things that are inside of the body out, and then look at this mess, and if everything is removed, from where we sit, and is in front of our eyes, no matter if it is detailed or not so detailed, then there's something happening. Maybe you don't notice it yet. Maybe you have to do this exercise 100 times, maybe 1,000 times, maybe 1,000,000 times. That depends on the strength of sati to see it. But once this insight arises within our heart, to see very clearly, because there is for a moment there will be a cut, when all the body parts are out there, and there's still something sitting here on the seat, you can get the insight that the body is not us. And this insight is necessary. It is cutting down on the third fetter. If you have removed the first and second fetter, then this is the stumbling block. It is not easy to see that the body is not us. But this is the third fetter. And then if you remove all three fetters, then we enter the stream. Then we find the way out of the prison, that we have been imprisoned for such a long time, ages, uncountable birth and death. And that is the door to freedom. So we just open the door, and the person normally in Pali is called Sotapanna, a stream enterer, somebody who enters the stream. And within, at most 7 lives, he will enter Nibbana. So he has opened the door, he has jumped into the stream, he has entered the stream, and then he can swim to Nibbana. He doesn't have to worry about going down to hell anymore, or going down in the lower realms. When he's reborn on the human realm or in the heavenly realm. If he is still young enough and still has a lot of energy, he can pursue the path, and maybe he will attain to Sakadagami or Anagami, non-returner, or even to Arahant. But this path, this investigation of the body, to really see, not to know, we already know, yeah, okay, yeah, we understand, yeah, the body and the chitta do different things, but we have not seen it yet. Yeah? We have not got the insight yet. And this insight is of absolute necessity. Yeah? But this insight, that we can gain, yeah, we can only gain when we have a certain amount of sati, a certain amount of samadhi, concentration, where we actually can concentrate for half an hour, for an hour, or for 2 hours, or for 3 hours on these things. Yeah? The deeper our samadhi, the deeper will be the insight. Yeah? The better our sati, yeah, the deeper will be the insight. We can do, otherwise, we have to do this exercise so often, yeah, and we don't get any results. Yeah? That is with any kind of investigation. If our sati is not strong enough so that we can't see clearly what is happening, yeah, be it with the pain or be it with other feelings or be it with memories and thoughts, yeah, we will not see. The heart will not understand. Yeah? Our mind understands so quickly and it fools us, that I understand it, yeah. And the next thing that we do is, acting, yeah, like we have not understood. Always concerned about the body. Oh, the body hurts, the body is weak, the body is sick, yeah. And already troubled, yeah. Or maybe I get cancer, maybe I get this, maybe I that, yeah. Maybe I die, maybe I get Alzheimer, maybe I get Parkinson, and so on. Yeah? These worries about the body are gone. Yeah? Once we have understood, yeah. Once we have gotten the insight, yeah, that the body and the chitta do different things. Yeah. We take care of the body, yeah, but just like we take care of a car, yeah. And if you see, it has no use anymore. It cannot be used anymore. We throw it away and get a new one. Yeah? No attachment. Yeah. We don't go to a burial ground, and bury the car. Yeah. Make a big ceremony out of it. Yeah. Oh, my car has died. My car has died. This insight, has to be deep enough so that all these attachment towards the body, are gone. That doesn't mean that we are not attached to it anymore, in a finer sense, yeah, because greed and hatred are still there. Yeah? Greed and hatred, they're all concerned about the body, getting this, getting that, greed for food, this is still not coming out. This has not been solved yet. Yeah? But the understanding that the body and the chitta are two different things, and for that, yeah, that opens up the door to stream entry. Okay, so I think it's enough for today. Yeah. Anna, verstanden? Nein? Nein, Wissen und Weisheit ist nicht dasselbe. Verstehen und Weisheit ist nicht dasselbe. Nein. Ja, aber wir werden die ganze Zeit davon getäuscht. Ja. What is? ไม่ต้องกราบแล้วครับเมื่อกี้กราบนึกครั้งก็พอแล้ว